heart. Bring them all in, bring them all in, bring them all in, bring them all in, bring them all into my heart. Bring them all in, 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 bring them all, bring them all in, bring them all in, bring them all in, bring them all in, bring them all, bring them all in, 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 bring them all into my heart.
It's kind of fun. You find yourself singing along a little bit? It's good, isn't it? Isn't it fun? Bring them all in, bring them all into my heart. Just, the idea of bringing everything back in. It seems like along the way, I look at my life and I've left so many parts out there. Ever done that? It's like, how can you give your heart? How can you give your soul? How can you give everything that you know yourself to be if you've given yourself away? So you've dropped some along the way, and part of the healing process, part of about what we're all about in unity and what we're all about in healing the planet is really about bringing all those pieces together and making wholeness with those pieces, those thoughts and those ideas and concepts. How many of you have a list of things you wish you would never have done before? And the rest of you are really okay with everything. So we could be here all day long, the way, I could bring you up here and you could give personal testimony, put a microphone right there, bring you all up. We'd be here for lifetimes talking about all the things we did, we wish we wouldn't have done. And everything is when you realize, when Jesus said, "Blessed are they that mourn, for you shall be comforted." Every time you realize it, everything you went through, all those pieces that you left behind that you thought were broken, that you didn't, unwanted parts of you, when you bring them all together, you realize that blessed are they that mourn, for you shall be comforted. In the moment that you realize it was all part, it was all necessary, it's all part of the deal of bringing everybody together. So when you have that moment, that glimpse of waking up to the truth of who and what you are, regardless of where you've been, I could tell you my story, I won't bore you with it. But the truth of the matter is we all have a similar story, don't we? When you talk to someone, you want to share your story of the past, they go, "I did that. Oh, I've been there. Oh, man, you got to be kidding me. I did that too." And so it's like that experience, and all of a sudden you realize that once you bring yourself to a place, and it can be in just a blinking of an eye or in that brief moment when all of the baggage drops away and you just stand into the glory of the truth of who and what you are. And then that breath and that moment, you start bringing all yourself together and all the parts and the experiences, and you say, "I need to bring that back. I need to make peace with that and resolution with that. I need to bring that back into my heart." And I bring it back to heal it, to transform it, to make amends with whoever we need to make amends to allow us to bring ourselves into a complete state of beingness. Isn't that good? Look at you, all smiling now. You feel better? Just about being there. And then when you have that moment, if you're paying attention enough, you begin to understand that the entire universe, like Jack Boland used to say, the universe is rigged, and it's rigged in your favor. And you realize that the whole universe is there beckoning and waiting for you to make a decision to just stand into the truth of who and what you are. And then you begin to glorify God. And all you have to do is you just begin to look around. Nature itself will bring you to your knees, to a place of awe and wonder. And as you look around and you lift your head and your eyes to the place where they've been stuck, and you lift up to the places that are in front of you, and you begin to then to listen to the trees and the wind, and the trees say, "Stand tall in the truth of who and what you are. And be tolerant and be pliable and flexible as the wind of life comes through you. Be flexible." How many of you have ever tried to stand rigid in a heavy storm? Holding on to nothing, just standing in your truth, Have you ever been in Florida? Florida people? The winds kick up. They got flatline winds everywhere. If you're going to stand rigid in your truth, you're going to guess what? You're going to be going down the road about 100 miles. You don't stand rigid in your truth. To stand in your truth is to bend your knees. Feel it. If you're aboard ship, and I've shared this with you, and you're walking around with your knees locked like this aboard ship, first time a wind or a turn comes, you're going to go overboard. You can't walk around. You walk around like this. Because you never know when there it is. When you get off the ship and you've been out to sea, you find yourself doing a lot of this. Because you never know when it's going to come. I was in an earthquake one time. And if you were in a car, you wouldn't even have felt it. But if you were out and about, you would have seen it. And you would watch the land ripple like this. It's an incredible experience. And the first thing I did was got like that. People dodging and falling, and I'm just moving around just fine. Trees don't grow like this. They blow and they move. And if it's a little tree, it says, be patient. I'm going to grow some more. So be patient with yourself. You're going to grow some more. And I listen to the wind, and the wind says, breathe. Together, breathe, and let it be. Let it be. Together, let it be. And the rest of you, let it be. And again, let it be. Sounds like a Beatles song. It is. Let it be. Just let it be. Don't try to run out there and try to fuss with it and mess with it and try to line it up with your limited ideas and concepts. And in the process of letting it be, nurture and take care of yourself. See yourself going with the wind. Take care of yourself, mind, body, and spirit. Take time, be quiet, listen from your heart. Listen from your heart. And as the heart tells you to gather the pieces and bring them into your heart, because there are some thing, some person, some experience that's right in your face right now. I know of a few of my friends that have this. You cannot be totally present unless you bring them all home. Bring them all in. Bring everything that you are into that heart space to be totally present to the divine. And listen to the birds, and they say, set yourself free. Sing. You know, the birds, they sing and they fly and they lean into the wind and they make a lot of noise. You okay with the noise that birds make? I hope you say yes. You at home okay? These people aren't, but are you okay with it? Okay with the noise that birds make. I have a friend of mine, Richard Levy. If you've met Richard Levy, you'll never forget him. When I first met him, we were the only ministers with earrings, and we'd hug each other and go click, click. And he had a long ponytail, and he's a character, and he had a place on Hawaii on one of the Smile Islands with him and Mo and his wife. They had a home, and one of the islands, I don't remember which one it was, but it was a smaller of the islands, less populated. And we were talking about nature, and he says, yeah, but where I live, he said, it's so noisy. And I said, why is it so noisy? You're in paradise. He says, I got this condo right on the water, and the whales eek, eek, eek all night long, playing out there, driving me crazy. I go, shut up. God. So everybody can come up with it. He was kidding, of course. So nature provides you with these opportunities. If you're listening, how are you choosing to listen? Are you listening to the whale, or is the whale just annoying? Or the bird just making a chatter to you, and they're not listening to the bugs flying and the insects? Now I'm in Missouri now. I had no idea that there were so many things crawling on the ground and in the air in Missouri. They're just, and there's this noise that these bugs make in these big trees, and they're like, what? And it's locusts. I asked, and they said, it's locusts. And it says, it's biblical proportion. They're in my trees. And you're out, I have a little pool in my backyard, and if you swim at night, it's just like this constant. At first it was annoying until I did this talk, and now it's not. It's not annoying anymore. So what I got out of that was, if you watch insects, they work a lot, don't they? So work in your work, and your plotting, and your ideas, and your planning, and all the things that you do about your life, work some in it. Because one of the things we have a tendency to do, if you're anything like me, I come up with these great ideas. You're laughing, so you do too. And so these great ideas, but then I don't do anything with them and I don't work with them. And so divine ideas are very useful if you do something with them. So work with these ideas. Be productive. Use your hands. Focus on what's in front of you. Take charge of what's in front of you. Don't get too lofty. Take an opportunity that comes to us to build the kingdom of God on Him. And then listen to the stars and they will say, with a twinkle in their eye, play and dance and be silly and have fun. Play and dance and be silly and have fun. Together, play and dance and be silly and have fun. And play and dance and be silly and have fun. And one more time. And play and dance and be silly and have fun. Right? You might as well laugh at yourself because everybody's doing it anyway. You know? To listen to the earth, and she says, I give you life. Respect all that is around you. Find beauty in all things. Give up the belief that you are a higher form of life. Give up the belief that you are a higher form of life. Let me just share with you something that we as human beings have misinterpreted from the book of Genesis. We have totally missed the mark on this. So God created humankind in His image. In the image of God, He created them. Male and female, He created them. Now this is interesting. So God created humankind in His image. In the image of God, He created them male and female. So it isn't just the male, it is what? The female. Ladies, here at the retreat, you're going to give me a high five on this one? It's male and female. It does no good at all to open up just your mind to God. You must do what? Open up your heart to God. You must be balanced, and God created male and female. He created them. God blessed them, and God said to them, be fruitful and multiply, and fill the earth with and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the air, and over the living things that move upon the earth. Have dominion does not mean that you're better than everything else, that you have the right to destroy everything else because God has given you dominion over it. What it means is that you have been given dominion, which means to take responsibility in making sure that everything gets to survive and that everything gets nurtured. We'll breathe for a moment. Doesn't mean that you're to believe that somehow we're greater than the grass or greater than the animals. God sees everything that she has created as equal. And only when you follow into that equalness can you come into your oneness. We'll pause for another moment. Do you believe that? When you step out into the world and you see the mountains and the birds of the air and you see the fish of the sea and you bring them all in, you realize that it's all about being in oneness with God. So nature provides us with everything that we need if we choose to see it. Everything that we need. Listen to the earth that gave us the human birth, and she will provide you with the ears to hear that we're all in God. And that everything is important and everything is special.